South Africa's social grant system is often hailed as one of the country's greatest social safety nets. Since the dawn of democracy in 1994, millions of vulnerable people, especially the elderly, children, and people with disabilities, have benefited from cash transfers that help keep them above the poverty line. In fact, current estimates indicate that roughly 42% of South Africans receive a grant, meaning nearly half of the population depends on this form of state assistance. But while these grants have undoubtedly alleviated suffering, critics and policymakers alike agree that social grants alone are not a sustainable solution. For working-age citizens, the money simply isn't enough to provide long-term economic security. And although grants have helped reduce the immediate impact of poverty, South Africa's economic future ultimately hinges on creating quality jobs. When South Africa transitioned from apartheid to a democratic society in 1994, the government introduced social grants to address the deep economic inequalities. These grants are funded through the national budget, primarily from tax revenues. They aim to support the most vulnerable groups, including the elderly, disabled, and children. Over the years, social grants have significantly impacted poverty reduction and improved living standards for millions of South Africans. There is no doubt that social grants have provided essential support to millions of South Africans. However, they also come with significant limitations. One major concern is their impact on long-term economic stability. While social grants offer immediate relief, they do not necessarily contribute to sustainable economic growth. This can lead to a cycle of dependency, where individuals rely on grants instead of seeking employment or entrepreneurial opportunities. Additionally, the financial burden on the government to maintain these grants can strain public resources, limiting investments in other critical areas like education and infrastructure. To address these issues, potential reforms could include linking social grants to skill development programs, encouraging recipients to engage in community service, or gradually reducing the grants as individuals gain employment. These measures could help make social grants more effective and promote long-term economic stability. The consensus among economists and policy experts is clear. While social grants are essential in the short term, they are not a substitute for a dynamic, job-creating economy. Long-term poverty reduction and sustainable development in South Africa depend on creating opportunities for employment. Job creation drives economic growth, improves productivity, and fosters the development of skills among the working-age population. For instance, initiatives like the Presidential Employment Stimulus and various youth and small business programs aim to bridge the gap between the safety net provided by grants and the dynamic employment market that is needed for true economic transformation. Job creation initiatives focus on skills training, attracting private investment, and promoting entrepreneurship. When people have access to meaningful work, they can earn a steady income, build assets, and contribute to their communities. In turn, this creates a virtuous cycle of growth. As more people become employed, the demand for goods and services increases, spurring further job creation. Furthermore, the emphasis on creating quality jobs is essential in a country where the formal sector has been slow to absorb the growing labor force. The challenge isn't merely to provide any job, it is to create jobs that offer career progression, skills development, and a living wage. Without such opportunities, even the best-intentioned social grants will only serve as a band-aid solution. Finally, the need for job creation is even more acute given South Africa's demographic trends. With millions of young people entering the labor force each year, and the country's population set to grow significantly in the coming decades, relying solely on grants to support a vulnerable population is neither economically sustainable nor socially just. In summary, South Africa's social grant system has been a remarkable initiative, one that has alleviated extreme poverty, improved educational outcomes, and provided critical support to the elderly and disabled. However, as transformative as these grants have been, they are not a panacea. They address immediate needs but do not replace the economic engine that job creation provides. For long-term prosperity, South Africa must complement its social grants with aggressive job creation strategies. This means reforming labor policies, investing in skills training, supporting small and medium-sized enterprises, and creating an environment where the private sector can thrive. By doing so, the country can gradually reduce its reliance on government transfers and empower its working-age population to build a better future. If you found this discussion helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more insights into the challenges and opportunities facing South Africa's economy. Let's work together to advocate for policies that not only ease immediate hardship, but also lay the foundation for sustainable, inclusive growth. Thank you for watching.